Historic Hawaii Foundation, of course, is one of the major voices in the state for historic preservation, and it's my privilege and honor to be here today to talk about what we mean by memorials. Whether physical monuments like the Natatorium or a national holiday, Memorial Day, memorials are intended to honor the memory of a person or event. They commemorate that which is important to us, whether as individuals or as a community or as a nation. We create tributes, we build monuments, and we gather together because we believe something is worth being remembered. We crave mindfulness. Mindfulness implies consciousness, which is a sense of both personal and collective identity. We could just as easily spend our time in isolated contemplation to remember the contributions and sacrifices of members of the armed forces or other contributors to our communities. But we can do that, we do that, but we also need to share the experience with each other. The act of memory, of attending to and being heedful of the things that have shaped us is strengthened when we join together. In coming together in mindfulness, we have the ability to recall past experience. In our recollections, we teach others about what we learned, why it mattered then, and why it still matters now. Retaining and remembering the events of the past could be relegated to academic study alone. But coming together and telling the stories of the past, how it affects us, and what we can learn for it, allows us to bear witness. The act of being mindful and attentive becomes an act of conscience. It allows us to hold ourselves and each other accountable for ethical and moral conduct. When the territorial legislature decided in 1921 to build a war memorial, they knew it was necessary to remember the contributions and sacrifices of the 101 soldiers and sailors from Hawaii who died in World War I, as well as the 10,000 others from the islands who served in that war. They also wanted the Natatorium to be a living memorial, where new generations could gather and be active participants in the collective community identity to gain consciousness. From the time of its dedication, the memorial did just that. It has been an architectural achievement, an object of beauty, an icon of community culture, and a witness to history. By the time the war memorial was opened in 1927, World War I had been over for 8 years. Today, that war has been over for 89 years. Are the sacrifices of that time still important to us? Still worthy of commemoration? Will the contributions of soldiers and sailors in today's wars be worthy of commemoration a century from now? I would argue that the cumulative stories of history will always be part of us, part of our collective as well as individual consciousness. And the act of remembering should continue to occur in public places with careful, thorough, and principled care for both the people and the place. On this Memorial Day, we have the opportunity to remember, and we have the obligation to act. We need to care for each other and care for the places that prompt us to mindfulness. So, I leave you with this challenge, not only to value the monuments and the places that matter to you, but to act as stewards of those places. We have the ability to connect the past to the present to the future. With mindfulness, the people listed on the Roll of Honor, their lives and their contributions matter to us, just as the contributions and lives of today will continue to matter to future generations. Mahalo.